For most people, the weekend feels completely natural. Work happens during the week, rest happens at the end. Saturday and Sunday arrive like clockwork, shaping routines across much of the modern world. But this raises an interesting question. Why do weekends exist at all? Why not work continuously or rest on different days? The answer is rooted in history, economics, religion, and the evolution of labor itself. For most of human history, the idea of a structured weekend simply did not exist. Agricultural societies did not operate on fixed work schedules. Work followed daylight, seasons, and survival needs. Planting, harvesting, and food production determined daily life, leaving little room for standardized rest days. Time was measured by nature, not calendars. The concept of the 7-day week emerged long before the modern weekend. Many ancient civilizations developed repeating cycles of days, often influenced by astronomy or religious tradition. Over time, the 7-day structure became widely adopted, particularly through the spread of major religions. This framework laid the foundation for something more organized. Religion played a decisive role in shaping early rest patterns. In Jewish tradition, the Sabbath, observed from Friday evening to Saturday evening, was a designated day of rest. This practice emphasized recovery, reflection, and a pause from labor. Later, Christianity adopted its own weekly day of worship centered on Sunday. These traditions embedded the idea that certain days should be treated differently from ordinary workdays. However, early industrial societies did not immediately reflect this rhythm. During the Industrial Revolution, factory work dominated economic life. Laborers often worked 6 days a week, sometimes longer, with minimal protections. Work hours were intense, conditions harsh, and rest limited. Time became something imposed by machines and production demands rather than personal choice. The modern weekend began to take shape through labor reform movements. As industrial work expanded, so did recognition of worker fatigue, declining productivity, and social strain. Employees required recovery time. Factory owners gradually discovered that exhausted workers were inefficient workers. Rest was not merely humane, it became economically sensible. By the late 19th and early 20th centuries, pressure for shorter work weeks increased. Labor unions, social reformers, and political movements advocated for reduced hours and guaranteed time off. The idea of a 2-day break gained traction. 1 day for religious observance, 1 day for personal rest and leisure. This arrangement proved remarkably effective. A predictable rest period improved morale, stabilized schedules, and supported emerging consumer economies. Leisure industries expanded. Travel, entertainment, retail, and recreation all benefited from synchronized free time. The weekend became not just a labor concession, but a powerful economic engine. Standardization further amplified its influence. When large populations rest simultaneously, social coordination becomes easier. Events, commerce, education, and transportation systems align around shared expectations. Collective downtime produces collective opportunity. The structure reinforces itself. Importantly, the weekend is not universal. Different cultures and countries organize rest days differently. Some observe Friday and Saturday, others Saturday and Sunday. The specific days vary, but the underlying principle remains consistent. Societies benefit from recurring, predictable recovery periods. Psychology also plays a role. Humans adapt strongly to cycles. Knowing that rest reliably follows effort shapes motivation and endurance. The weekend functions as a temporal landmark, a built-in reset point that segments time into manageable units. Work becomes framed by anticipation of recovery. What feels inevitable today is actually the result of historical negotiation and systemic evolution. The weekend reflects religious tradition, industrial efficiency, labor advocacy, and economic transformation. It is not simply a cultural habit, it is a structural solution to balancing productivity and recovery. So when Friday ends and the weekend begins, the transition represents more than a shift in routine. It reflects centuries of social change, technological development, and collective agreement about how time should be organized. A simple pattern carrying deep historical roots. This has been Questions Answered. If there's another everyday system or habit you've wondered about, leave it in the comments. It might become a future video. And if you enjoy exploring the hidden logic behind the routines of modern life, consider subscribing.
Thanks for watching.